Have you ever thought about the rights of children? And what is the role of government in ensuring these rights? These questions may seem simple, but they hold profound implications for how societies function. Children's rights encompass the freedom to express opinions, the right to education, and the right to live with their parents, among others. These rights are not just ideals, but are enshrined in international law, particularly in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, a treaty that commits signatory nations to protect children's rights. Governments bear the responsibility to uphold these rights, ensuring that children are protected, educated, and nurtured. They are tasked with creating an environment where a child can grow, learn, and thrive. This responsibility extends to all children within their borders, regardless of their parents' occupations or immigration status. In the context of migration, these rights acquire an added layer of complexity. Children have the right to live with their parents, but what happens when borders separate families? The rights of children then become intertwined with immigration policies and practices. But what happens when these rights aren't upheld, especially for the children of those who serve us most, migrant health workers? Imagine uprooting your entire life, leaving your homeland, and even your family behind, all to serve in a foreign healthcare system. This is the reality for countless migrant health workers who have journeyed to the UK to work in the NHS or social care. Their sacrifices are immense. They trade familiar surroundings, language, and culture for a life of service in a foreign land. These individuals are not just health workers. They are mothers, fathers, daughters, and sons. They leave behind their loved ones, most importantly their children, in the care of relatives or friends. The separation is painful, but born out of hope, a hope that their children would eventually join them in their new home. However, this hope often confronts a harsh reality. The UK Home Office has been systematically denying visas for these children, some as young as 2. The reasons given? Apparently there are no compelling reasons to grant them. The mothers, primary caregivers in many instances, are left grappling with a system that seems blind to their plight. Imagine, for a moment, the anguish of these mothers. They've left everything behind, believing in a promise of a better future for their children. Yet they face a barrier that seems insurmountable. Their children, their most precious ones, are left behind, thousands of miles away. The Home Office suggests these children could stay with grandparents or other relatives, or go to live with their fathers. This, even in cases where the mothers have sole custody, or the fathers have not been involved in the children's lives for years. The rule seems to ignore the realities of these families, the complexities of their circumstances. These health workers serve tirelessly, yet their children, their most precious ones, are denied the right to join them. It's a heartbreaking reality that underscores the plight of migrant health workers and their children. Now let's delve into the heart of the matter, the denial of visas to these children. The UK Home Office has been systematically refusing visas to the children of migrant health workers. The reasoning? A rule that requires both parents to be living in the UK, unless the parent in the UK has sole responsibility. Single mothers, who are the primary caregivers, are left to navigate the complex labyrinth of proving not only sole custody, but also the complete absence of the other parent in the child's upbringing. Despite substantial evidence supporting their claims, their visa applications are rejected, with the Home Office suggesting alternative living arrangements with relatives or estranged fathers. The consequences? Children as young as 2 are left in the care of others, miles away from their mothers who are selflessly serving the health sector in the UK. The refusals, described as appalling and inhumane by campaigners, have sparked a wave of outrage and concern. So where does this leave our health workers and their children? In a state of uncertainty and despair. It's been a journey exploring the plight of migrant health workers and their children. We have delved into the troubling reality where young children are being denied visas to join their mothers in the UK. Despite substantial evidence that these mothers are the primary caregivers, the UK Home Office is systematically refusing these visas, with children as young as 2 being affected. This practice has been described as both appalling and inhumane by campaigners. The rule requiring both parents to reside in the UK, unless the parent in the country bears sole responsibility, has been a major factor in these denials. The Home Office's interpretation of sole responsibility has been stringent, demanding single parents to provide proof of not only sole custody, but also complete non-involvement of the other parent. As we reflect on this situation, we must consider the rights of children and the responsibilities of governments. This isn't simply about immigration rules and regulations, it's about the lives of real people, real families. It's about the balance between national policy and human compassion. As we conclude, remember, the rights of children and the responsibilities of governments are not just concepts, but realities that affect real lives every day. Let's strive to uphold them for a better tomorrow for all.